1. So now they can see us. You see that?
Who can see you?
Everyone can see us.
Why?
Because it's Facebook and it goes out like the whole world and everyone can see us. People tune in from like England and United Arab Emirates. You ever heard of the United Arab Emirates? Dubai. They have these like giant buildings. And they're really tall.
Why not?
And they're in the desert.
Why not?
And there's beautiful water
Why
all
not
around.
in the state Philadelphia?
United States?
Why
Yeah,
not
people.
Why not the states Philadelphia?
Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Philadelphia. Is anyone watching from Philadelphia? We'll find out.
Why?
But I'm going near Philadelphia today.
Say?
Maybe we can turn it like that. Did that work? Yeah. Like that.
I just have to count down.
Hey everyone, this is Rowan. This is my nephew, Rowan. He has a lot of wisdom. He has a lot of questions. He has an insatiable curiosity about many things. And he's going to be my co-host for the beginning of the show today. I'm in Maryland. We're in Maryland, right?
Yep.
Ellicott City, Maryland. Outside of Baltimore, a suburban area. This is where my brother lives, one of the smartest men in the world. Your dad's one of the smartest people in the world, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the smartest people in the world. He and I had a great conversation this morning about some things we'll get into in a little bit. And it's beautiful weather, right, Rowan? It's beautiful weather. It's been beautiful weather like all week long. And it's been really beautiful to be outside. Clear blue sky. Spring is here. Yep, spring is here.
Spring came here on 20th when it was March.
So what's that? When it was March 20th,
Yeah.
spring came,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even though it didn't necessarily feel like it, it was spring, right?
But it was.
But it was. It was spring. So it's a beautiful weather, beautiful day. Really happy to be with you. Really blessed to be with you. Really blessed to be with my nephew, who I enjoy sharing time with. You want to share any words of wisdom before I tune in with the folks myself?
What?
Do you want to say anything to everyone? Anything you're inquiring into? Any deep esoteric, exoteric, existential questions you've been exploring in your life?
No.
No, nothing. He's very simple yet highly intelligent, right?
Yep.
As children can be. There's an innate innocence, a presence. Children are really the Zen masters. You know, they're really an example of how we can live. You want to go back in? Want to go back in? Go back in. Want to say bye to everybody?
Bye-bye.
They're the Zen masters, you know. They're examples of how to live, how it can be. Hey, Phyllis. Hello, Kavita in Iowa. Hey, Max. Love to be on your show. Hi, Tots. Zara. Heather. Yeah, that was Rowan. That was my my nephew. So there's this really sense of being able to be open and awake and alive to the moment and present in a way that can be real teachers for us as adults. You know, it's something that we can lose sight of. And as the great teachers throughout history have told us, the children can be teachers. They can be examples for us of how we can live with that great sense of openness and presence and lightness of being and living in the moment. And this incredible imagination. You know, children, when I play with the children, They have this amazing sense of imagination, just incredible sense of imagination, of unlimited possibility. You know, that we as adults, for the most part, most adults have lost as they got into this sense of limitation. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, maybe this isn't possible, maybe that's not possible. The window of possibility becomes smaller and smaller, like a prison cell. You know, it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. And we want to ask this question: if anything's possible, what do we want to create? If anything's possible, what do we want to create? Come back to that beginner's mind, as they call it in Zen, that mind of unlimited imagination that a child has. We can dream infinite worlds into being, into expansion, and we are doing that. We just have lost awareness that we are imagining, we are dreaming, co-creatively this world into being together. So the world is as we dream it. So what do we want to dream? What do we want to create? To start to ask this fundamental question is so exciting. And children are an inspiration in that regard. They're an inspiration to remind us of what's possible and how to live and how to play in this world. So thanks for being here. Let's just take a couple moments and ground together before I go into the question of the day. Just pay attention to your breath. Slow, deep breaths to the bottom of your stomach, putting the rest of the day behind you, whatever's come before this moment. Any kind of stress or issues at the workplace, the family place, driving, parking, just letting it all go now. To fully be here together with these amazing, beautiful, open-hearted, loving beings that are joining us from around the world, tuning in one by one, little by little, including the birds singing in the trees above me. They like what they're feeling from us, they support us, they love us, they're singing to us. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hi, Catherine. So my news feed is doing something different that I haven't seen before, where it says 10 comments so far instead of showing what the comments are. So anyway, if you wrote something recently, oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. But anyway, it's telling me that there's a lot of people watching. It's giving me encouraging support that a lot of people are watching. This is a popular live video. So thanks for that information, Facebook. Yes, the question today came up in the session last night that I did. Has to do with other people thinking about me. How do I stop worrying about what other people think about me? How do I stop worrying about what other people think about me? So this, again, is a very common theme that people experience in their lives. This is a very common situation. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Heather. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you all. Thanks for being here. And I want to go deep with this today. I want to go into a deeper place that not all of you are going to get when I communicate it and express it, but stay with me, and over time, you will get it. I promise you that. And what I'm going to point to is the deeper level to transcend this phenomena, this theme of worrying what other people think about you, to transcend it absolutely and completely. Okay, so this is exciting news. So stay with me. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, you will discover how to completely and absolutely transcend worrying about what other people think about you. This is I mean, I'm riveted myself to find out what's going to happen here next. Everyone's excited. I'm excited. Integrating it and implementing it is a different story. But to open, and some of you will open. I can feel it. I can feel it in my heart. There'll be a major opening about to happen here in the next few minutes. Okay? So, how do I transcend worrying about what other people think about me? So, in the session that I did, the situation was, I'm worrying about what other people think about me. I've been doing it for years. How do I stop doing it? I'm doing affirmations. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm saying positive things to myself. I'm listening to audio tapes. I'm reading books. I'm trying to tell myself positive things about myself, a positive story about myself, to transcend, to counter, to resist, to counterbalance the negative things other people are saying about me. Okay? Makes sense, right? So people are saying negative things about me. I'm going to say positive things about myself to counterbalance the negative things other people are saying about me. So you say something negative about me, I say something positive about me, and then the positive will hopefully win out over the negative, right? So this is how people use affirmations. This is how they use positive thinking. This is how they use this whole realm of motivational speaking and so forth. And that's really great. And that's works in the level that it works, except it doesn't completely work, because you're basically at a continual state of war and struggle and fighting against worrying about what other people think about you, right? So you're on the defensive. You're on the defensive. Now, what I'm about to articulate and show you is the way to transcend the whole thing, to end the whole cycle of worrying what people think about you. So here's the thing. The reason I worry about what other people think about me is because I worry about what I think of me. The reason I worry about what other people think about me is because I worry about what I think of me. Let's say that one more time. The reason I worry about, and the only reason I worry about what other people think of me, is because I worry about what I think of me. The reason I care about what other people think about me is because I care about what I think of me. If I don't worry about what I think of me, and I don't care about what I think of me, then I'm not going to worry about or care about what other people think about me. The reason I care is because they're discombobulating, their perceptions is distorting the way I think about me, the way I want to think about me. I'm trying to control the way I think about me. I'm trying to really hold on tight to the way I think about me. And I'm afraid I'm going to lose that grip. And when you say this, and you say that, and you say that, it's making me lose the grip of what I think about me. I want to think good things about me, and you're saying bad things about me, and it's making me lose the feeling of good things about me, and I don't want to lose the good things about. So then this whole struggle and strife and fighting and resistance to the thoughts, it's between the battle of thoughts comes into being. Now, the realization is you are not a thought. You are not a story. You are not a belief. You are not an idea. You transcend idea. You transcend conceptualization. You transcend thought. You transcend feeling. You transcend experience. You transcend the physical body itself. You transcend all that is in the world of phenomena, in the world of form, in the world of time and space. You transcend. You exist regardless of if anything is here or not here, regardless of if a thought is here, the story is here, a positive story, a negative story, a positive feeling, a negative feeling, a positive thought, a negative thought. The whole perception of positive and negative is our personal subjective judgment. This is positive, this is negative. How do you know what's negative or what's positive? Do you have any idea what's really positive, what's really negative, or is it just a subjective idea? Do you, if something is happening, if something exists, who are we to say it's positive or negative? Right? We can say it's positive or negative, but who are we to even say that that's positive or negative, or saying it was positive or negative? In other words, there's this embrace of what is, of the story that's arising, of the feeling that's arising, of the thoughts that are arising, and realizing that what we're noticing, what we're aware of, what we're encountering, the feeling, the thought, the story, the belief system, does not need to have a sense of attachment or identification with the true essence of who we are. So now there can be a story about myself, but whatever story there is about myself is not the absolute truth of who I am. The absolute truth of who I am, the absolute truth of who you are, transcends the story. So the story now is not so important. It's not so important what the story is. One day someone says you're a great person, the next day they say you're a terrible person. The truth of who you are is neither of those things, because the truth of who you are is not in the story. The truth of who you are is so much more infinite, awesome, wondrous, miraculous, magical than any story could ever define you. You are not defined by the story. You're not defined by the thought. You're not defined by the conceptual ideas of who you are. You transcend and include all of that. The essence of who you are shines ever present, timelessly, regardless of the story that arises or falls, regardless of what someone says or doesn't say, regardless of what someone thinks or doesn't think. So when we start to lose the attachment identification to the thought structure, to the belief systems, to the storylines, there's a tremendous liberation that happens. There's a tremendous liberation that comes into being. There's a tremendous freedom. There's a tremendous sense of inner peace. There's a tremendous sense of love and empowerment that comes into being that no longer gives importance to the stories that come and go. So there's this personal love of loving yourself based on the story. I want to tell a better story of myself that will help me to love myself more. And there's a love that transcends any story anyone could ever tell about you, because you know, you realize the spiritual infinite essence of who you are. Then, and this is something we can get into in future shows, then and only then you can create. You can create stories. You can create the play. You can create the theater. And we can create that together, and that's when life becomes, the potential becomes really exciting as more and more human beings wake up to this true essence of who they are. The potential to create together becomes exciting as we lose this attachment identification to the story of who we are and what people think about us. Only and if, when we lose the story of what the importance of what we think about us. Okay, so there's those hearts. There's hearts. I remember I said yesterday there's hearts that will float across. And so I was right. I just saw a heart float across the screen. So if you hit a heart, then there's a heart that floats across the screen. If you're having trouble playing the video, not to worry, because the playback is available and you'll be able to watch it then. So I'm reading your comment, Heather. I'm drained completely by the negative that surrounds me. I think I'm pretty darn strong to remain mostly positive considering. Right, so that's what I was talking about the story. Someone has a negative story, you have a positive story. Your positive story fights their negative story. And what I'm pointing at is that, can you become aware of the spaciousness, the essence of who you are, that's beyond thought, that's beyond the story, an idea, a belief, that is beyond even a physical body, that's beyond any sense of personal self. So if the personal identification, the egoic story of who you are totally disappears, then you still exist. You still exist. And that truth creates this tremendous sense of unbelievable freedom. The spiritual liberation, as it's been called. The spiritual awakening. The sense of profound inner peace, confidence, that's not dependent upon anything else or anyone else. Empowerment, peace, compassion, and love. Anybody have any questions in this exact moment? Thank you all so much for being here. Wish you a beautiful weekend. Share this vibrational frequency, this presence, with all you come in contact with and all who you come in contact with the rest of the day through the weekend. And sending you so much love. See you Monday.